I'd like to invite you to come into our secret garden. That is our new collection, and Heidi has been having a wonderful time. So please, come play with us. Okay, for the first time ever, Secret Garden, all of the printed papers, the patterned papers, are on cardstock. So we have gone to that for all of our papers. So they're all on cardstock, including the pattern 12 by 12, the pattern 6 by 6, and of course our 12 by 12 cardstock. Oh, by the way, this cardstock is now double-sided, so you're going to get the same color on both sides. That just works out so much better. And we have, of course, our die cuts, 31 of them, and our chipboard. Now, also, there are a whole bunch of cutting dies, and Lene will be showing you some examples of how to use them later on this week. So just kind of want to cue you up to that. Okay, let's get started on our very first project that Heidi has done. And here it is. We'll get in a bit closer. And this is using the 12 by 12 paper. And it is from this sheet. So this is the 12 by 12 sheet. And this is the sheet that Heidi has used. You can see that she cut her area right here. Now this is on our regular 5 by 6.5 inch cards, so that works nicely. She matted this onto our gold metallic paper, which is just such a favorite. And then she took that matted piece and took our oval doilies, so this, and you can see how she wrapped just a corner with the doily. Now you can trim it off to begin with, or you can go ahead and kind of wrap it and then trim it, whatever you like. And that just makes a really pretty accent over in the corner. Then she matted that onto the paper, and it is the paper that is on the back side of this one is this. So that's what she's done. So she matted that and then glued the piece to her card. Let me get this area cleared out a bit, okay? And then this is one of the die cuts. So you can see it right here. There's 31 different ones. Some of them are don't have words on them, so you can add dazzles, you can stamp, you can do a cutting die, whatever you like. And some of them are have the words and greetings, so you can get a hint there. Of course, all of our packaging has ideas. And you know something, well, I'll show you a project in just a moment that's on the packaging. Now, do you see the hint of gold? Let me just, there you go. So the gold in the matting is going to go with the gold embossing that Heidi has done on the chipboard. So let me show you that whole piece of chipboard. There are 20 pieces on it, and we just love chipboard, and it is so versatile. Now, what Heidi has done is she has used one of the watermark ink pads. So we've got 3 of them here at Paper Wishes. So the Wow embossing, the Spectrum Noir watermark, or the Versamark. They all do the same thing, which is to create a surface that will hold on to the embossing powder. And the embossing powder that Heidi's used is our gold superfine. So let me just get this over to the side and bring this back. And you can see that there are the flowers. In our garden, there are these cone flowers, which are also called echinacea. So I don't know about you, but I take that when I get a cold. There's also lavender and lily of the valley, just all sorts of wonderful, colorful flowers. And I think we're all ready for that this time of year. So you can see how she has simply tapped them with the watermark ink pads, any one that you have, and then done the superfine embossing powder. And isn't that just a really glorious look? Now these swirls are right here on the chipboard, and so she's nested them over in the corner on top of the doily and then foam taped that cutting die. Now on the inside of her card, the same paper that she used to mat right here is on the inside, and now she has taken one of our circular doilies. And isn't that just a nice frame around this die cut? Yes, it just really works nicely. More of the embossed chipboard, and then a little bow out of the yellow pack, and that just adds such a sunny look to this. Now, while Heidi did the embossing powder and just has this wonderful look. Yes. You can also do what Lene did. And Lene took the chipboard, and this is the project on the back of the package, and she simply used the tri-blend markers directly onto the chipboard. Do some coloring. She did some shading in some areas. You can kind of mix the colors as she did here, and then that worked perfectly too. So lots of options, and I think that's why we're really fans of the chipboard. Now, before I get any further, I want to make sure that you scrapbookers get some attention. So I'm going to bring this one in. This is from a different sheet out of the Secret Garden. And as you can see, this top area is empty, and it just does a really nice of framing this photograph, which has been double matted onto the cardstock. And then this is from the Big Leaves and Ferns cutting die. The chipboard, excuse me, the cardstock was die cut with that. And you can see how they're just kind of nesting in there, but also it kind of mirrors the artwork that's going. And what, I don't know if it was Lene or Debbie, but she also cut out one of the butterflies from one of the sheets. And then this is one of the cutouts from the papers, a little pink bow, and it's all set. Just really nice. Easy to add multiple photos. There's lots of space, but really nice framing around this Secret Garden. Okay, let's go to our next card. And this one, I want you to be able to see all of that shine. Now, it's been a little while since we used this product, but let me start at the beginning. The beginning is with our Slimline cards. You know, they come scored, they come with the envelopes. You simply fold them. And then what Heidi has done is she has taken this paper that's in the Secret Garden. Remember I told you there's lavender and one of the other flowers is in the papers, and that is also on this sheet. So, and you can see those butterflies. So she just trimmed this down. In fact, you can see that she started right there. Then she went back to our glitter paper. Now that you get 5 sheets of this, this is the glitter acetate. That glitter is embedded into this. So all you do, super, super easy, and you're going to love it because you're not going to wear any glitter. Let me get this over so you can see it. You peel off the backing, as I have done, and simply place this on top of your cutout paper, your cutout cardstock. And then you're going to get all of that shine, no muss, no fuss, super, super easy. So that's what she used. And then she matted it onto the purple cardstock. Here's what's in. So everything matches. Of course they do, because that's how we design them. And you can see that then she placed it onto her card front. Now, she also has some pieces here, and these are out of the die cuts. The one right here, can you see how glittery that is? Very shiny. The one behind it is just exactly as it comes, and I can show it to you here. It's this one. So that one has just been foam taped on top. This one, which is actually, I don't think I can show it to you, but it looks like that. She also put the glitter sheet on top of that one, just trimmed right around the edge. So that just makes a very spectacular front and a really, really nice look. Now, for the butterflies, those were cut out of one of the other papers. She did put the glitter paper on each of them and then foam tape them to the card front. Those flowers come from 49 in Market. This is their Huckleberry Sugar Posy. So you can see how nicely they go onto this. The other thing about their Sugar Posies is you get 3 sizes of flowers in that collection. So that just gives you a ton. There's 49 posies in there. So that works really well. And then all you need is a matching purple ribbon down at the bottom, and that works very, very nicely. Now let's go inside her card. Inside her card, she has used the paper, and I think that that is, yes. Okay, so on the front, here we go. On the front, she used the border of this paper. On the inside, she just kind of scooted it over and used the other side of the paper, so certainly don't want to lose anything. To my dear friend, well, that is one of the cutouts that are in the paper pack. And let me just show you. I have that sheet right here. So you can see, again, just like the die cuts, some of them have words on them, but some of them don't. So they're open to however you would like to use them. So that just works nicely. And that's what's been done right here. So she cut it out and then matted it onto the solid colored cardstock. Again, just a knotted ribbon and one of the little posies. Just works really, really nicely. Okay, that's fun to see. Now I have another card, and this time Heidi also did some gold onto the chipboard. So before I get into that, let me talk to you about this card. It is a 5-inch square card, and I'm sure you can see that right now. But what Heidi did, actually, let me open it for you. So it's going to go like this. It is a twisted easel card, and I just love it. I love the simplicity of how easy it is, and yet it just gives a nice surprise too, and that's just fun. Okay, so we're going to start with our 5x5 card. So we've cut it down. Then what Heidi did is on the opening edge, up on the upper right corner, she took a ruler and drew a line over to the lower left, okay? Then on that line, she scored it so that this is going to be our easel, okay? Just like that, upper right, lower left, just no problem, okay? Now, then what she did is she went into the papers, of course, and here, let me show you that paper. Again, she's in the 12x12. So you might think that with a card this small, you might want to go to the 6x6s, but that's not what she did. In fact, this is the paper that she used. Isn't that just fun? And right there, you can see this is where she started to get this piece. And so it's very full, very lush, but it works really nicely. Now here, this she has matted this onto the cardstock that has been die cut with our 10 square and scallop dies. So very useful. And you can see just how nicely that works in the size that we're using. The other thing that she did is that she trimmed along the edges. So let me see. Steve, can we get in just a bit tighter? And she used the thin line dazzles. See that, just that bit of shine? Okay, that's what she used to go right around there are the regular thin line dazzles, and just to right along the edge after she matted it onto the scalloped cardstock, okay? Now this piece is one of the die cuts that says many thanks. That's up on foam tape. And then to get this gold, so the very first project had a very shiny, super shiny, that was the embossing powder. This time she elected to use the gold metallic Spectrum Noir ink pad. So this is the gold, and simply just tapping it on there. So you've got two ways to get a gold shine. There might be more, but those are the two that she's used. Now, in this one, and I'm hoping you can see it. In fact, actually, Steve, can we get an even closer? Thank you. Oh, well done. So she has used these bumblebee sprinklets. These are from Buttons Galore. And you see there's one there, right there. Well, she's just got them all over. And you just attach them with the specialist glue, just put some dots down and then just place them. Maybe tweezers will help, but that just works very, very nicely. Now again, she has also cut out some butterflies here from the papers, and so that works. A little yellow ribbon right there works nicely. Let me show you the inside. We're gonna have to back up just a tad. Thank you. So on the inside of our card, let me just open it this way. So this paper, of course, is part of the collection. And there it is. It is on, so here is the front of this paper in 12 by 12. Here's the back of it. So you've got those leaves, and that's what's been used on the back here. And then again, this is one of the cutouts, and she's added more of the chipboard, a little bee right there and a little flower. Along the outside, she has placed more of the gold thin line dazzles just to give more sparkle into everything. And again, you want to put this butterfly at an angle because that's going to hold your easel in place. So it just works very nicely. Okay, I have one more card, and here it is. Now, you just saw this page in 12 by 12, but here it is in 6 by 6. In fact, I can show it to you right here. And you can see that this is, again, it's our 5 by 6.5 inch card, just the fold is at the top. And this piece is going to be placed right there. In fact, she has matted it on black and then again on the pink. The other thing I wanted to tell you, if you're really familiar with our products, you might recognize this arch garden gate because it is also a cutting die. Yes, we just thought it would look so fun in the garden. Now this measures 3.5 by 5, and it is, and you've got the little birds. Oh gosh, the little birds would be cute in here, wouldn't they? Okay, well there we have it. Now, in this one, she has also used the die cuts. So you can see this piece right here. And then there's also, this little guy is part of the cutouts. Now, this is what the sheet looks like at 6 by 6. So of course it shrinks down, but the just saying hello is right there and just works nicely. Now, before she glued this whole piece to the card, you can see that she wrapped it with black ribbon. Now this is the black ribbon set. And you may kind of wonder, well, would I ever use black ribbon? But you can see how effective it is, especially as it coordinates with that lovely garden gate. Really, really nice. Inside, she has taken that same paper and she's got 2 of the die cuts. So the long piece where she just edged right here and just cut to fit. And then also the smaller version of the artwork is in the die cuts. And then my dearest friend is also part of the die cuts. So that just coordinates so perfectly. Now you can see a little flash of color there. And probably if I had talked about it, you would have seen it on the front of the card. Well, those are going to be our jewel dazzles, and they're in gold and in pink. Now there's 540 on every single sheet, and so they go a long, long way. And she's just added them into their flowers just to give a sprinkle of shine on the inside and the outside of her card. Really, really nice. So our secret garden has got our 12 by 12. It has the coordinating solid cardstock now on both sides. You're gonna have to back up, Steve. And we've got the 6 by 6. We have the die cuts, and we have the chipboard. And like I said, Lene's going to be sharing with you all kinds of coordinating cutting dies from 2 designers. And that's what we have for this week. I'm really excited to share with you the official launch of Secret Garden. And I want to thank you so much for joining us. All of the instructions are down below in the gallery. And you can also see down below every single thing that we use. So just in case you wanted to get a little bit more information, feel free to do that. Of course, we have a money saver. It's right there on the right side of your screen. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please come on over and take a look at all the wonderful things we have in our secret garden. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next Sunday.